Have you ever been afraid just because of who you are? Or what does it mean when someone is targeted, not as an individual, but because the color of your skin? Racial hate crimes are not new, but today they're more visible, they're more recorded, and they're still deeply rooted in our criminal systems. According to the FBI, over half of reported crimes are criminally motivated, and behind each number is a lost life. A racial hate crime is a criminal act driven by hostility or bias towards a person's race or ethnicity. It goes beyond personal conflict. It's an attack on a person's identity. And I'm very sad to say that a lot of crimes have spiked New Jersey, and I'm going to show you. Records obtained by 7 on Your Side investigates show a handful of officers in Monmouth County, New Jersey, use racial slurs and bigoted comments in text messages to each other. The messages came to light by accident. The officers weren't initially being investigated for racist behavior, rather for a police-involved car crash that led to the collection of cell phone data. Eyewitness News has independently verified the authenticity of the messages from multiple sources. The NCAACP is questioning whether more should have been done to investigate and make the findings public. You're about to hear from what the president of the NCAACP had to say, Harrison Dillard.
We have to police without bias. We have to serve all communities equally.
As both a veteran law enforcement officer and president of the NAACP in Hunterdon County, Harrison Dillard says the police need to be policed to ensure only the best are allowed to wear a badge.
We can't see the heart of everybody and every officer as they're going through the hiring process. These officers showed us their hearts. They showed us what they think of people of color.
He's speaking out after seeing what he calls racist and disturbing text messages. Messages Eyewitness News independently verified with multiple sources. Some of the messages so disturbing, we're not going to read or show them in their entirety. One officer from the Marlboro Police Department reportedly texted, "Next, I'll be cleaning the floors," and you can see where the message went from there. In another message, a derogatory remark about a member of the Asian community. A different officer from Freehold Township texted racial slurs about the black community. And another officer from the same department texted, "I'm not a racist. I hate everyone. If anything, Jews is one race I hate. I don't have a problem with black people. They make their own problems and names."
The one that stands out the most is the one that says, "I hate N-words." It doesn't say N-words, it says the word. There's no ambiguity there.
Dillard and multiple members of the NAACP met with the Monmouth County prosecutor Raymond Santiago back in December of 2022. To this day, they don't know what happened after that.
So a lot of you don't know, but a lot of our friends and campus mates have been victims of hate crimes. So I took it upon myself to do interviews on 2 people, 2 of my great friends that I see often. And in this video, you will see the pain and the despair that came with those moments that they didn't even deserve to go through. My name is Mashaya.
And I'm Aaliyah.
And today we're going to be talking about her hate crime experience. First off, I want to start by saying, I'm sorry that you went through that, because that's nothing that someone should just go through, you know? I kind of want to know what happened in detail, if you can.
It first started with when I first came over to America from Nigeria. And so I was excited about making friends. And so when I started to make friends, white friends to be precise, they started to muck my accent, muck the things that I do, how I do them, and it just made me feel not among, you know?
So knowing that, do you believe you were targeted because of your race?
I believe so, yes.
Have you ever experienced anything like this before?
That was actually my first experience.
How did this experience affect your sense of safety in school?
I mean, I never took offense to it because I just never understood it at first. And so I went home, I spoke to my sister about it. I was like, it makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes the way they speak to me. And so she made me understand that I wasn't supposed to be spoken to like that. And so like I just felt like embarrassed, like depressed, sad, and it was just like it was something that no one should ever feel or go through. And yeah, I was just out of it that year.
What is something that you want people to know or understand, like about African American people, people with accents, or people that just don't sound like everyone else?
People got to understand that people that come from another country, another background, this is English is not like our first language to start with. And so for most of us, I'd say. And so knowing that like coming here is a culture shock for people like me, or like for anyone, like I'm sorry, for anyone in general. And so I just feel like having everyone more involved and engaged in the way that we do things compared to the way they do things over here. And so just having that more what's the word?
Sense of belonging?
Yes, sense of belonging and diversity. It just gives more people hope to come here and not feel, embarrassed about their accents.
Well, I just want to say I thank you for your time, Aaliyah. I know it can be hard opening up wounds that you already healed. I know it was the past, but I'm glad you were here to speak about this because this is something that's ongoing right now. So, again, I thank you. You're welcome. For my second interview of the day, today I am here with
James.
James. So, first, I want to know your hate crime. I want to know what happened, your story, and I want you to be completely vulnerable if you can.
The scenario goes where I was walking with a relative, and then a family seen me, the younger kid, the younger, the child at least within the family. As I'm walking past, the mother rushes to me, stops me from walking, and grabs the kid and snatches her away. Now, what was said, I'm not sure because I don't speak another language. I'm pretty sure that was, I would say Spanish. I'm not really the type to just throw a language barrier onto a specific individual simply because I don't know. But they appeared as bilingual or Spanish, as you will. And within the moment, I was a little younger, so it was like it took me a little time to get adjusted to know that not everybody will look at me the same way, like how we are now, clearly. You could be thinking whatever you want in regards to how you feel about me or what you say. Not everybody has the exact same mindset, because if that was the case, that woman would not have done what she did.
Logically, how did this make you feel? And I guess I'm going to ask, do you still feel safe in your community, or do you still feel a sense of safety in regards to how you felt when you were younger?
I think maybe like me being a little bit younger probably would have got me emotional in regards to me not understanding exactly why people feel the way they feel about the color of my skin, of course. But I at the time I was too young to really pay attention to it. Like it just came and it went. But it took a minute. Like when I actually sat down at the end of that day, where I was like, man, that kind of sucks. Like it got to me a little bit, but it takes a little bit more than that to really get to me, for me to sit there and actually have a second thought about who I am.
So what gives you hope that people will change the way they think about people of color and the way they see us?
I think the idea of the term hope of experiencing something like that, which actually does sound good, but the reality of the world that we live in today is that's not, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. Even though it may be a large amount of people that have most likely turned a new leaf and actually open their heart to new things and new people. Some people say hi, some people don't say hi. Then again, it's like, even if that was the case, if I would have just sit here and be like, no, I don't, nah, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, nah, nobody will ever change. Then you wouldn't have individuals like me being able to sit here and actually comment on stuff like that because I've seen it.
Well, to conclude this interview, I want to say I'm sorry for how you were treated when you were younger. I'm glad that you healed from it and you have a broad perspective, a positive perspective, because many people wouldn't. And I just want to thank you for your time. So, thank you for that. As the great Will Smith once said, racism is not getting worse, it's getting filmed. And let me show you a prime example.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun.
Segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones, and I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on.
No matter how much money you have,
And I
no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you,
might be hard
you know,
to face
being
'cause
black in
I'm
America
alone.
is
And
tough.
I just might fail, but Lord knows I'll try. Shine stars fill up the sky.
I may not be black,
Take
but
my
I'm God's
people
child.
with me.
Yeah, I saw that man calling up with mama. I thought about my mama. What I kept thinking is, he must be seeing her already.
Yeah, it's a transition.
They're not ready.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, we will march as a department with everybody in this community. I will march until I can't stand no more.